Greetings planty people and welcome back to my jungle. First of all, big thank you, big thank you for the 1,000 subscribers. Can't even talk. I'm so thankful, I'm so happy. Thank you so much. I'm glad that we're all little planty friends over here. Oh, I hope you're all doing fabulous. Next thing, yes, I'm aware my makeup is very extra today. I'm channeling my inner Chapel Roan. If you haven't checked out our music before, go do it. Oh, the weather is so warm today, but I've had to close the window because someone's mowing their lawn outside and that's loud. That's very loud and annoying. So today's video is inspired from my lovely friend Sofi. So go check out their channel. I'll leave all their social medias down below. So their latest video was all about plants that you no longer have for various reasons that you would purchase again. And I have a big list here because I've been on a journey and I feel like every plant that doesn't survive, it's just another lesson, you know what I mean? So we're always learning. It's okay if a plant doesn't live, doesn't make you a bad plant parent, just means you're learning. So, shall we get on with the list? Okay, so, first one. This one I was actually really, I was pretty sad about all of these ones, but this one I was particularly sad about because I got this from the plant swap, not the last one, but the one the year before. And it was a tiny little baby Alocasia aslanii. Yes, I'll leave a photo here. And I'd wanted one of those for so long because if you know me well, you know I like my kind of darker leaved foliages, especially if it's on an Alocasia. And this one looks like a more flat version of a Capria, which I'm also a massive fan of. So as soon as I saw it at the swap, I was like, please gonna have that one, please. I believe I swapped it for a Syngonium tri-leaf, I think. Yeah, I think it was. I think my mistake of what happened, the usual thing that happens with Alocasia is they have too much moisture and they just completely rot and become like a wet thing. And I put it in my prop box in a little tub and it was just way too wet. I didn't give it enough ventilation because I went on holiday, so yeah. Well, I learnt that the hard way. I definitely would get another one because they're just so beautiful, and when you shine light on it, it sparkles. And I like that they've got like the kind of pointedness at the bottom. I just think they're beautiful. They're not as hard to get as they used to be, but I'm still waiting for a good deal on one of those. So one day in the future, you will be mine. Okay, so next one actually wasn't my fault. So a while ago, you might have seen, probably like a year ago or so, I did a kind of smallish order from Plants for All Seasons, and one of the begonias just came soaking wet, and I should have disputed it with them and kind of maybe got another one for free, but I was just like, I can't be bothered. There were still roots in the pot with a little stem, so I tried to kind of let it dry out and then grow it, but it didn't work out. It was only like a little baby one. It's still kind of got on my nerves a little bit, but sometimes you can't help with the weather and stuff when you get a plant delivery. But yeah, I definitely should have sorted that one out, but oh well, here we are. But yes, I love begonia. I don't have many in this room because they need much brighter light than you think, so they stay downstairs with all my cacti and succulents. But I particularly loved this one. Loved it because it has that gorgeous kind of stripe down the middle and they're super just really cool looking basically. And they have this kind of softness to them. Not velvety, but like little tiny soft hairs on it. And I just thought they were really cool. They're not too expensive anymore, which is always a plus. Always a plus. But I don't know, they're just, you have to order one and I'm a little bit scared to do that again. So if I ever see one in person, I will be immediately picking it up. It'll go straight in my basket. But I haven't seen one in person for a while, so that's that really. Any kind of funky begonia, love it. And speaking of funky begonia, this one I tried to save it so many times. So the next one I still can't pronounce is the begonia Amphixius something or other. It's the one that looks super alien. It's pointy, it's got red spots. It looks like it's diseased but in a cool way, like it's grown on Mars or some kind of Doctor Who planet. I was warned that these guys love moisture, like they love to be just in wet air. So for the longest time I kept it under my grow light in a bag in like 100% humidity. It was doing okay, and then it dried out, and then I brought it back. It was a whole thing, and I tried to, once it recovered a bit, I tried to snip a bit off and propagate it. That didn't work, so I just kind of left it in a bag for about a year, and it got quite big. It got about this big, and it was my pride and joy. Like, I would literally get it out the bag, stare at it, wrap it back up, leave it alone. And I took so many photos of it because it was like so sparkly on the leaves. It was just mesmerizing to look at. I tried to decrease the humidity very gradually, but I think I did it too quickly, and it just, all the leaves fell off, became a stick, and I cried a little bit, I'm not gonna lie to you. Luckily they're not as hard to get now, but I was just really attached to that one because I got that one quite a long time ago. I'm just a sucker for really weird plants, and that was one of my favourites, so I will definitely be getting a new one though. Ooh, next one is the Monera dubia. This one broke my heart a little bit because my lovely friend Alina, Littleplantlover, gave me a really big cutting of it. It had roots on it, and it was fine, it was rooting well, and of course it dried out, and I didn't realise when we had that heat wave last year, and it just crumpled away, and it kept, there was like a tiny bit of life, so I kept kind of chopping it back, keeping an eye on it, but it just didn't want to be. My dream is to grow it up a board or some moss and just have it huge, because when they get big and mature, like in the wild, they get fenestrations and they just look insane. And I saw one in person at the Birmingham plant swap. I think Lisa swapped it for something. No, I can't remember. Other way around. And I just kept staring at it from a distance. I was like, oh, really, really cool. They're just super cool. But not a lot of people realise that they are shingling plants, so it's always recommended to grow them upwards, basically. So yeah, one day I will get one of those. Luckily, they've gone down price quite a lot as well. So I do look forward to the day of getting a new one of those. My only issue is, where would I put it? Let's play where can I put a new plant? I'm really running out of room now. It's just not even a joke anymore. I think I rearrange my plants like once a week at this point, but I do enjoy doing it. So, okay, so next one, I got this years ago, and this is when I was completely new to houseplants, and I think it was my second Hoya. So I got this one from eBay, and this is a really weird name, by the way, pre-warning. David Kamingii Hoya. From the look of the leaves, doesn't look that spectacular. Still gorgeous, just a bit plain. But the blooms, gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous. It just looks like sweets. It just looks like sweets. And I don't know, I'm just mesmerised by Hoya blooms. My Hoya Bella is currently blooming at the moment, and I just keep staring at it. So I would definitely get one of those purely because I just love the colour of the flowers. If you have one of these and it's flowered, tell me everything. Tell me all about it. Does it smell good? Have you licked the sap? You can do that, by the way. And just, how is it for you? I think I overwatered it because I didn't realise how dry they like it and how much sun they like. So it just completely melted. I mean, lesson learned. I've not melted another one since. I just treat all my Hoyas like succulents at this point. Just only water it until they're wrinkly and give them as much sun as I can give them. Also, let me know if you've got any more Hoya recommendations. I want to get into Hoya. I've got a few. I've got a black margin propagation I got from Lottie that's doing super well. Slow, but we're getting there, and a fishtail one as well, so. Woo. Okay, so the next two are kind of similar, which is why I put them together. So, first one, Sissors discolor. I ordered, I can't even remember where I got it from, probably from Etsy. That's where I get most of my cuttings from, or eBay. Yeah, Sissors discolor is, I don't have any other Sissors. Oh, that's really hard to say. Sissors. And I just fell in love with the colours. I'm a big fan of purple, especially on a plant. I don't think I have any purple plants. So as soon as I saw it, I was like, need it now. And it propagated really well. It started to root, but they root really weirdly. Instead of having the odd root come off, the whole thing looks... Right, this is gonna sound really weird. It reminded me of like a hairy leg. Like there's just roots everywhere. And it was doing really well. And it just rotted. it rotted on me. So that was really sad. They're not as hard to get anymore though, so I haven't actually looked into getting a new one, but I definitely want to because they're just so darn beautiful. Let me know if you've got any more purple plant recommendations. I need more. And the next one is the Piper silvaticum, and they grow very similarly. Oh, and they're both vining. They grow kind of up, but kind of everywhere. A bit like a Tradescantia, but different, bigger leaves. And this one, I actually propagated it correctly. Everything was going according to plan. I moved it into my terrarium where my isopods live, and I think it was too dry in there because I couldn't have it too wet for my isopods basically, so I think it just completely dried up, which was super sad because it's such a gorgeous plant and I feel like it's super underrated. So I need a new one. I just want it to grow everywhere because in the wild they're like a weed, they just don't stop. But here it just didn't survive with me, but obviously I know what I did wrong, so that's a lesson I needed to learn, I guess. Oh, we've really made a dent in this list. Okay, so we've got 2 left. Alocasia mellow. I did a repot with it and it wasn't looking the healthiest when I did it, so I don't know if it was me or it was already poorly, but I managed to dig quite a few corms out. I don't know if they've all survived because they're all in my prop box. I just chucked them all together, see what happens. I like a surprise. But it just completely rotted. I think it already had a rot problem in the bulb itself. I tried to take it out, let it dry, reroot it, but it just wasn't having it. So I was really sad about that because it's such a unique Alocasia. It feels not like a plant. It's solid and matte and ripply, all the adjectives, and they're quite hard to come by. I don't know why. Maybe they're just troublesome Alocasia, but if I do see one in person, I will be picking one up because I feel like I'll need to inspect it because I'm a little bit suspicious, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Let me know if you've ever had one of those and how it's been for you because I don't see a lot of people with them. I know they freak some people out. I'm looking at you, Lottie, but that's completely fair. They are really weird to look at and feel. Okay, last but not least is the one that breaks my heart the most because I tried it not 1, but 2 times. And that's the Anthurium forgetti. Now, you've probably heard me talk about this plant a ridiculous amount of times because I don't know what it is. I'm just in love with it. I love that it doesn't have any lobes and it's just round with a point. And as you can see, I've got a couple, well, I've got a few. Crystallinum, Clarinervium. That's it, Anthurium wise. I need to get more because they're just gorgeous. And the first one I got from Sofi, the inspo for the video, and they sent it in a little cup, but they said they were having trouble with it as well. And it ended up just melting, which was really sad. Oh well. And I thought, you know what, I'm gonna try again, order the little baby, but I think it was a little bit poorly when I ordered it. Same issue with the Alocasia, and or it just got shock from postage. That can happen. And I put it in a little pot with some moss. Gotcha. Ugh. Long story short, that one melted as well, so maybe they like it drier than the other ones. That's just what I'm assuming. Please, if you've got any tips for the Anthurium forgetti, please tell me because I want to try again. I've got a 3 strikes and you're out rule with plants. 3rd time, it doesn't survive, you're out of here. Let me know what plants you would buy again. Another mention to Sofi for the idea for this video. Full creds to you. Love ya. And I'll also leave Alina's channel down below as well, so go check them both out. They're all plant besties over here. I'll leave all my social medias down below, and if you want 10% off Grow Gang lights like this one, click the link. Yeah, if you want to treat your plants. I will see you in the next one. Bye bye. Thank you again for the 1,000 subscribers. Whoop whoop.